Hey, welcome to the real Flying Wheels. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time. It is fall in New Hampshire. I am back at my car dealership, car lot, whatever you want to call it. I am here catching up. I've run this business remotely for the past 4 months. My manager, Lauren, has been doing an excellent job.
Hi.
So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I own this car dealer, whatever. I sell cars, all right? I'm a used car dealer. Nobody likes a used car dealer. I talk about that all the time. But I moved to Florida 4 months ago. Still have the dealership in New Hampshire. If you follow my channel, it's about progression. It's about growing, it's about business, it's about money, making money, it's about family, it's about cars. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about where Flying Wheels is at in New Hampshire. Is it successful? Is it profitable? Is it dying? I'm gonna tell you all about it. We're gonna do a walkthrough of everything in my shop, let you know what's been going on at Flying Wheels in New Hampshire. Can you run a business remotely? We're gonna find out in today's video. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. You may remember these two Mercedes headaches, still two Mercedes headaches, along with that guy right there, that Humvee that I bought back in April. I lost my way for a little while. I lost track of what was important, my priorities, and I started buying what I enjoy, what I thought was fun. Turns out I've used that Humvee twice. I've used these, never driven that car. That car, drove in Florida, hated it. So I stopped buying what made me happy, which didn't make me happy, and I stopped buying what I wanted, stopped buying with my heart, refocused on the car dealership, what was working, and kind of recalibrated. And that's what this video is about. Buying what sells. What sells. Now you'll notice there's no more toys in the garage. The Nissan Skyline, the Nissan 240X, SX are put away for storage. I stopped buying all the nonsense. Now what happened with YouTube is I enjoy cars, which is why I got into this job. I enjoy buying what I like. I enjoy buying what makes me smile. And ultimately, that's why I started a car dealership, is because I was buying things, I'd drive it, and then I'd sell it, and then I'd buy something else, and I'd drive it, and then I'd sell it, make a little bit of money, buy something else. Well, when I was young, I would take like my savings, me and my girlfriend, it was my savings. I took my savings and I'd buy something that I liked. And then my girlfriend, who is now my wife, would say, why are you spending our money? This is supposed to be for savings, for retirement, for a house. It's a hot topic. But anyway, why are you spending our money on a car? So eventually I made my business my car dealership, which gave me the excuses to buy whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, buy the cars I like, and that made it my job. I have to buy these things. So that's why I started the car dealership. Enjoy the hunt. I enjoy buying things and just like whatever, making videos and sharing them with you guys. So once people started watching what I was buying and enjoying what I was enjoying, I started buying more of that, which is where I say I lost my way. I lost my way on what was selling, what was profitable for the business, because you may have seen for a long time, I lost money on this, or you won't believe how much money I lost on a whatever clickable thumbnail post, what do they call that? Clickbait, whatever. I lost money on a lot of cars that I bought for myself because that wasn't the way. Now we're back to what works, and that's what I want to show you. I'm just going to jump into it because I've been talking already too much. Going into winter, so you'll see a lot of SUVs, trucks, SUVs, and then we have some just, again, SUV, and then some economical cars. This business is seasonal, it's cyclical. And I've said this before, like Walmart doesn't sell back to school stuff in October. Walmart sells back to school stuff in July and August. Well, they place their orders for summer in the spring. Same thing for my car dealership. I know what season's coming. I buy in advance. So you'll see the fall leaves on the ground. You'll see the crisp, I guess you won't see the crisp air, but it's crisp air and I'm wearing a jacket. I need to think a season in advance. So I know that people are going to be buying trucks and 4x4s and SUVs in New Hampshire as soon as the snow flies. They're going to start thinking about, I don't want that front wheel drive car anymore. I want the SUV. I live in a very rural, like family area, so third row seats are really big for us. Started buying, we do really well with Tahoes and Yukons and Silverados, although they're notorious for transmissions and cams and lifter problems. I still like them. I know the common symptoms of them. We know how to fix them in-house. So I'm not so worried about buying these, and you'll see that I have one way over there that I bought yesterday, because we know what to look for. You buy what you know, and you just keep repeating the process. Well, I live in Florida now, and I have a friend that owns a buy here, pay here car dealership, and he just keeps rinsing and repeating. All he does is Kia and Hyundai 4-door sedans, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. He knows what to fix. He knows what goes wrong. He knows what to look for. And then his clients always know consistency. If they need a inexpensive buy here, pay here car, go to my friend Jeff, and they'll get pretty much the same car over and over and over. That's his business. Mine, you know these things, so I buy these things. However, what you'll notice here, price tag, $19,995, $17,000. I think this one's around $18,000. That one over there will be around $16,000. What's happening now, you'll see here, $4,500, $7,000, $5,400, $7,500, $6,000, $4,500, $3,000, and way over there, $6,500. Things change. The economy changes, the world changes, the way people spend money and their habits change, and you need to adapt in any business, including the car dealership. So during COVID, when everybody had money and they were dumping money in the economy and everyone was spending, I could buy whatever I wanted. I could buy Corvettes and Mustangs and Camaros and muscle cars and boats and campers and SUVs, whatever. Everything was selling because everyone was buying. Now, thanks to Bidenomics, get political, I'm just kidding, but maybe I'm not, maybe I am, I don't know, tell me in the comment section. People stop spending. Inflation is through the roof. People don't have money. They can't afford, my grocery bill is like, my grocery bill is so expensive. My electric bill, so expensive. My vendors, every vendor I have for this business has increased by 50 to 100%, meaning everything is 50 to 100% more expensive than it was 2 or 3 years ago for me to run my business. As a small business owner, we're now making less money and everything is 50 to 100% more expensive. So it's really, really difficult to even be profitable anymore. A lot of people are still riding off their success from previous years, including us for a while. So we had to recalibrate, we had to figure out what was working, and then readjust according to what people are buying, not those things. So we do financing. We do subprime financing and prime financing. Prime means like top tier, subprime means low tier, like bad credit. We get to see how people are spending and who's buying what based on who is buying what. Are great credit people applying for cars, or are we getting low credit people applying for more cars? Like, what type of application are we getting into the business frequently now? Or are we getting more people to ask for cash cars, which is what's happening right now? I've made plenty of videos saying I hate selling cheap cars. I hate selling cheap cars. This is an 09 Hyundai Accent. It's going to be a cash car that will sell for $4,000. Honda Insight, Mazda 3, Toyota Yaris, Nissan Versa, Chevy Impala, Chevy Malibu. These are all normal, everyday, every person cars. Put it in perspective, I think I own that Humvee for around $32,000. It's for sale if anybody wants it, www.flying-wheels.com. $32,000. I'm trying to just break even on it. So this car is tying up $32,000 to make $0. I've had it since April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 7 months. I've owned that Humvee, tying up $32,000 of my dollars. Humvee takes a very, very specific buyer. I need to find somebody that wants a Humvee on 24-inch wheels, that's black, that is a secondary vehicle when nobody wants a toy, versus a Toyota Yaris, a 4x4. Like in this price range, people just want something for hey, I have $4,000, what can I buy? Hey, I want a Humvee, I'm gonna look for Humvees. Hey, I have $4,000, what can I buy? So by buying and selling this type of vehicle, I have vastly opened up my demographic. One very specific person or anybody with $4,000. If they show up and they come look at the Rogue and they don't like it, I have 10 other $4,000 to $6,000 cars that they may like. So if somebody comes and looks at that, they don't like it, they're out. Too bad, I have nothing else like it. Somebody comes and looks at this Mazda, they don't like it. Oh, what about the Honda? What about the Rogue? What about the Versa? What about the Yaris? What about the Malibu? They can test drive 10 different cars. So that's how I started my business. And that's what we're doing right now, because that's the way the world is right now. People want the cash car. I just want a reliable 4-door sedan. It doesn't have to be anything special. That's the world we live in right now. Now, I make these videos to be helpful to you, although it's probably gonna hurt me and has. Because what's happening now, I've said it to 1 million people plus, people are buying with cash, people are buying inexpensive vehicles. Well, guess what? Prices on inexpensive vehicles are skyrocketing. I just made a video that is either come out or is just now coming out, where Lauren and I went to the auction yesterday and we tried to buy as many $5,000 under cars as we could. We bought the Elantra, we bought Mazda, the Honda, and the Malibu. So we got four cars, and I bought the Yukon, which is the fifth car, but it was over $5,000. Really struggling. And if you don't believe me, listen to this. So Lauren is now micromanaging Flying Wheels. Dave says she's micromanaging. I don't know. No, just managing Flying Wheels successfully. Lauren, you are actually now the buyer for Flying Wheels while I'm gone. What are you seeing at the auctions? I haven't prefaced this interview, by the way. So what people are seeing is what you're saying.
So prices are super high, and it's for stuff that you wouldn't think the prices are going to be crazy high on. Everything is. I was shocked that you got a Honda because I can never touch Hondas with the prices. Everything is just way above MMR, and the bidding, it just gets outrageous.
What's MMR?
The market, the Manheim market.
Yeah, Manheim market report.
Yes.
So we get told basically what cars are going for, what they're selling for, and you're seeing them sell for even higher than what the book's saying that they should sell for.
I would say close to sometimes 1,000, 2,000 over the book price.
And then what would you say people are like when you're listing things, you have to make a profit?
Yeah.
Are you getting calls when you overpay for something? Would you say you're still being able to sell things?
It's definitely a little slower. I feel like it's definitely slower. The calls and the emails and stuff like that have slowed down a little bit. I feel like towards the beginning of the month, it's a lot more. But people, they know the market now, and they know things are expensive and everything.
And I could have said it. Thank you very much for that. So we're in another adjustment phase where going into COVID, people didn't want to accept that cars are more expensive. And then there was a market adjustment, and then finally people grasped that cars are more expensive. Well, cars aren't more expensive. So like 1, 2, 3, these expensive cars are not more expensive. They're not selling. The Yukon, not more expensive. They're actually less expensive. I stole that thing yesterday. The Humvee, less expensive. The Mercedes, less expensive. Why? Because they're not the car that everybody wants right now. What is more expensive is exactly what Lauren was talking about, that sub $10,000 car. That's the market that everybody wants right now. So anything under 10,000, anything under 6,000, way more money than it should be. Like I said, I was buying those Hyundai Elantras for $1,700, $1,800 pre-COVID. Now we paid $2,500 on the same car, same mileage that I would have bought 6 years ago. I would have never bought that car recently, but now that is what's selling. So we have to buy what sells, and so does every other person. Demand is up on inexpensive cars, which means prices are up on inexpensive cars. Supply is down on inexpensive cars. But I've made videos about car dealerships, like new car stores can't get rid of anything. In most cases, if you can, you're better off buying a brand new car for $12,000 off or 0% financing. But a lot of people just want cash cars because that's what they can afford. We're in a tough time. I hate saying it, but we are in a tough time where not a lot of people have a lot of money, and life is, including for me, life is really expensive right now. So people are focusing on, they're going back to the basics. They're focusing on what they can afford. They're pulling back on what they're spending, and it's affecting everything. Our dealership is back up and running, working on what sells. So we have just your regular car lot inventory again. Flying Wheels is no longer cool stuff in New Hampshire. Florida, different story. What I'm buying and selling in Florida is very different. Also very different demographic in Florida. And it's not seasonal in Florida, but in New Hampshire, we're buying what sells and we're selling it. And we're, after 4 months, profitable again. There was a dip, which was to be expected. I'm not here. I'm hoping to run it from a computer and a phone. Lauren's learning how to do these things, and it wasn't easy, but it took about 4 months. It was about the learning curve where now she's going to the auctions by herself. She rinses and repeats. She knows what she's looking for. She buys every single week the same amount, the same vehicles or types of vehicles over and over. She spends the same amount on each car. She does her research. She goes there the day before. She prints a list. She looks at the cars. She knows what she's looking for now. She buys them. She bought this. She bought that. She bought the RAV4. She bought the Hyundai. She bought the Patriot. She bought the Trailblazer. She bought the Elantra over there. She bought the Mazda 3. She took the Rogan on trade, the Yaris in on trade. She bought the Malibu. She took the Versa. Actually, a majority of the new, fresh inventory that we have here, Lauren bought. So she's sustaining this business. She's running this business successfully after a few months of that learning curve. And I mean, the business model is the business model. If you follow the plan, it will work. It succeeded for 15 years and will continue to succeed if you follow the business model, if you adapt towards the change of what's required. I know I said that wrong, but hopefully it makes sense. Like, you can't just be selling apples if it's not apple season. You need to be focusing on what the buyer is buying. If it's orange season, sell oranges. Buy oranges in advance, knowing people are going to buy oranges. If people aren't buying oranges, stop buying oranges. So focus on what people are buying. Focus on buying that for them. Clean, inspectable, detailed units, marketing them appropriately, and then the buyers will come. Just know what the buyers are buying. Focus on the way the world is. Pay attention to your surroundings. With that being said, I've said this before. I told you that I took losses on all those silly cars. I do know what I'm doing. We've been doing this a long time. This business has been here for 14 years, and I had a dealership that I sold in Florida before that. I've been doing this a long time. I paid my house off this way, bought my business this way, grew our inventory with $400 to what it is now. Like, life is good thanks to the dealership and the business model that I've created. If you want to do it yourself, sales pitch coming. I can teach you how to do it the same way I taught Lauren how to do it and had my brother to do it. My brother Adam altogether got his dealer's license. He quit his job at Geico. He is now fully self-sustaining. Go to www.startyourdealership.com. Learn how to get your dealer's license, find your location, get bank loans, finance people, what type of inventory to purchase, how you can get lines of credit, how you market and advertise, how you negotiate, how you find deals, how the auction works, so many things. www.startyourdealership.com, and throw it out there. I know a lot of the haters in the comments say, Craig's been losing money. We were on a downturn. Now we're on a different side. Things go up, things go down. You got to win more than you lose. We've been around for a long time. We're going to continue to be around for a long time. Lauren is now killing it. Thanks for watching. Love to read your comments. Just want to give you an update on how Flying Wheels is doing because I haven't been back here in 2 months. So thank you for the support always. I know you love my car dealership content. Hopefully you like this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Adios.